All right, so I talked a little bit about sweetening, explaining the concept. Let me show you some examples, some specific examples on this song. So I figured the best way to do that was to reveal to you what I've done on this song and take them away. So you can hear what they're doing, and then you can hear what the song was like before they were there. Usually sweetening is something that you only miss when taken away. It's not really a make or break thing when you put it in. It's just like something that you have to try out when you feel there's an empty space. And so like I explained, I went through this song from intro to verse to chorus and went all the way through progressively and wanted to make sure that every new section introduced something new. That's one way to think about it. And so what it caused me to do was add a tambourine part, some claps, an organ part, a vocal harmony in a couple places, and a bunch of what I call gang vocals, which are just a bunch of doubles. And let me explain to you where they are and why they are there, and then you can hear examples. So this song, let's move through it together so you can get through in my head. The song starts with just guitar. Right, and then it adds the drums. So that's a new element. And then when the verse starts, you've got the vocal.
He is the firstborn of all, the image of the invisible, the architect of heaven above, creator of the crown that's below, the Lord of all that we know.
Right, now it's super interesting. Second guitar, bass, and full-on drum beat come in. So far, the arrangement was already working.
Of all that we know, he is forever enthroned, despite broken politics and governments. He is strong in his control.
Here is where I felt like, even though the chorus is new, when it's about to come in, I felt like it needed at least the tambourine lift. Okay, so here's what I added.
He is before our bed, things sewn together. He is before our beds, in him our things sewn together. He is the firstborn of all.
So that's all I added in chorus one was a simple tambourine part. I literally pulled out my $11 tambourine, threw up a microphone, and just played this pattern. And what a tambourine does is add some higher pitched rhythmic stuff that adds a texture. I think of this as a texture piece. You feel an energy lift. So let's just play this chorus, and then what I'll do is just mute the tambourine so you can hear what goes away.
Is before our bed, in him our things sewn together. He is before our beds, in him our things sewn together.
Right? You just lose some of that energy and that texture. And when we get to the mix, I'll probably balance it maybe a little bit differently, but I pulled it down so it's sitting about where I feel like it needs to be. So, moving on, verse 2 was perfect, the first part of it. And why is it perfect already? Because the arrangement was already well done. The drum starts changing. You've got the marching drum beat, which is very, very important. Let's get that going here. Right? That's already a change. And then you've also then got the other guitar part that we recorded. Right?
The architect of heaven above, creator of the ground that's below, the Lord of all that we know.
So this verse is already so good. The other guitar part comes in, but I decided to take it up a notch too and bring back in the tambourine to just really push this verse further, the second half. So you as the listeners love it, right?
Of all that we know,
Now, if I took away the tambourine, it would be okay, but you miss it.
Lord of all that we know, He is forever enthroned. Despite broken politics and governments, He is strong in His control.
All right, again, a nice texture. So far, all I've added in the sweetening stage was tambourine in those two places. But now we come to chorus 2, and we've already heard the chorus before. And so the chorus has to be a little bit more interesting. We already have a fuzz guitar that we recorded that adds a little bit of a texture. Right, so it already added some texture there. And I had Cameron double his vocal there, which is already built into the sweetening, and we talked about that on the vocal stuff. But to take it even further, upon now hearing everything together and coming back in the sweetening stage, I felt like it needed something else. So that's where I added vocal harmony as well in this chorus. So let's get that.
He is strong in His control. Yeah, He is before all things. In Him all things hold together. He is before all things. In Him all things hold together.
All right, so that's a new layer, added a harmony there. And I doubled it, and you could pan those out or you could pan them up the middle. You don't have to make the decision now. Second half of the second chorus is where it gets even bigger. So I added the same harmony but lower down an octave, which is here.
You are before all things. In You all things hold together.
To be another texture, as well as an organ part. I played this on a virtual instrument that comes with Pro Tools called DB33. And I can't even play keyboards to save my life. So these are like 2-note things that aren't even that great. They're just simple chords and slight moving parts that will just add a texture. So the organ's going to come in, as well as this lead guitar part that you've already heard. That was already there. It was already well arranged, but I'm adding a little bit of extra. So let's hear what happens here.
Things hold together. You are before all things. In You all things hold together. You are before all things. In You all things hold together.
You heard the energy lift. So this is being added. And these harmonies are being added, like you heard.
You are before all things.
And of course, this guitar is being added, which is already in the
You
arrangement.
are before all things. In You all things hold together. You are before all things.
So let me play this part of the chorus, and then I'll mute the organ and the harmonies.
All things. In You all things hold together. You are before all things. In You all things hold together.
Right? It just loses a little something. I'm not saying the balance is perfect. I'm not saying the organ needs to be that loud or placed over there, or that the harmonies need to be where they are. Don't focus on that. Focus on the elements that we've added to make sure that the second half of chorus 2, it continues to push forward and build, okay?